We'll start this morning with some big breaking news.
Arsenal are suddenly facing a period of uncertainty that is beginning to raise serious questions about their consistency and title credentials. Just one win in their last 6 games is not the kind of form expected from a team that has spent much of the season competing at the very top of the Premier League. What once looked like a confident and controlled title push is now starting to feel fragile, with dropped points and underwhelming performances creeping in at the worst possible time. There is always a moment in every long season where momentum shifts, and for Arsenal, this stretch feels like one of those defining phases. The intensity of the Premier League means that even a slight dip in form can have massive consequences. Matches that were once being won comfortably are now slipping away, and games that should have been routine are turning into frustrating stalemates or even defeats. The pressure is mounting, and the margin for error is rapidly disappearing as rivals continue to push forward. Under the leadership of Mikel Arteta, Arsenal have built a team that is energetic, technically gifted, and capable of dominating games. However, recent performances suggest that something is missing. Whether it is fatigue, tactical predictability, or simply a loss of confidence, the team is no longer playing with the same fluidity and sharpness that defined their earlier success. The attacking play has become less decisive, chances are not being converted with the same efficiency, and defensively there have been moments of vulnerability that opponents are beginning to exploit. One of the biggest concerns during this run is the psychological impact. Football is as much a mental game as it is physical, and when results start to go against you, doubt can quickly creep in. Players who were once making bold decisions with confidence may now hesitate, second-guessing themselves in crucial moments. This can be seen in the final third, where the clinical edge seems to have dulled. The difference between winning and dropping points often comes down to small margins, and right now, those margins are not falling in Arsenal's favor. The timing of the slump could not be more critical, especially with teams like Manchester City lurking closely behind. City are known for their relentless consistency, particularly in the latter stages of the season, and any sign of weakness from Arsenal will only encourage them further. The gap at the top, which once provided a cushion, is now under serious threat, and the fear of being overtaken is becoming very real. This is where experience often plays a key role, and while Arsenal have shown tremendous growth, they are still developing the mentality required to sustain a title challenge under intense pressure. Key players are also under the spotlight during this period. The likes of Bukayo Saka have been instrumental throughout the season, carrying much of the creative and attacking responsibility. However, with so many games and such high expectations, it is natural for form to fluctuate. The challenge for Arsenal is to find solutions collectively rather than relying too heavily on individual brilliance. Other players need to step up, share the burden, and provide the kind of performances that can reignite the team's momentum. Defensively, there have been lapses that were not present earlier in the campaign. Whether it is a lack of concentration, poor positioning, or simply being caught out in transition, these issues are costing valuable points. In tight matches, a single mistake can be decisive, and Arsenal are now experiencing the harsh reality of that. Opponents are increasingly confident that they can get something from games against them, which further adds to the challenge. Despite all of this, it is important to recognize that setbacks are a natural part of any season. Even the best teams go through difficult spells, and what defines them is how they respond. Arsenal still have the quality, the structure, and the coaching to turn things around. The key will be regaining their confidence and rediscovering the intensity that made them so effective earlier on. A single convincing win can often act as a turning point, restoring belief, and setting the tone for the remaining fixtures. The fans also play a crucial role during times like these. Their support can lift the players and create an atmosphere that inspires a response. At the same time, expectations remain high, and there is an understanding that this team is capable of much more than what they are currently showing. The balance between support and pressure is delicate, but it is an essential part of competing at the highest level. Looking ahead, every match now carries enormous importance. There is no room for complacency, and every point must be fought for with determination and focus. The title race is still very much alive, but Arsenal can no longer afford to let opportunities slip away. They must find a way to stabilize their form, tighten up defensively, and rediscover their attacking rhythm. This run of one win in 6 games serves as a wake-up call, highlighting the challenges of maintaining consistency in one of the most competitive leagues in the world. It is a test of character, resilience, and belief. If Arsenal can navigate this difficult period and come out stronger, it could ultimately define their season in a positive way. But if the struggles continue, the dream of lifting the Premier League trophy could slowly fade away, leaving behind a sense of what might have been.